How are you?
Here with the young Arian Kulsa, one of our youngest darts players. And maybe, Arian, you can introduce yourself uh, to the world and say who you are.
Hi, my name is Arian Kulsa. I'm 13 years old. I play for Team Rebels and Buffaloes. We have just finished the Season 2 league for ADS, moving on to Season 3 in about, I think, next week. So, yeah,
How did you perform in the ADS league?
I managed to win the Pro Elite League.
Well done.
Overall in Africa, I am number 3.
Awesome. Okay, so can you tell us maybe how did you first get into darts?
So it was just in the family, and then I used to be playing a little bit here and there, and then I started getting into it a lot. I started watching videos, and then I went for my first tournament, and I managed to win that. So from there on, I've just been in love with the sport.
Well, this is a really good story there. So tell us, how do you prepare for darts pre-match? How do you what is your pre-match routine?
Just sit down, focus, get my head in gear, relax, think about how I'm gonna play the game, or what I'm gonna do.
Okay, awesome. Do you have any superstitions before you start?
No.
No. Do something to the darts and have these little rituals. That's not you.
No.
You just look at the board and and you just go.
Yeah.
So, who's been your biggest inspiration in your darts journey?
Uh, Talking about over here or actual players.
In your whole darts career, who do you think has inspired you the most? Any famous players that you think you'd want to emulate?
Michael Van Gerwen and
Yeah.
Luke Littler.
Okay. Yeah, look, the Nuke. He's also had a fantastic career and he's only just beginning, same as you.
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you feeling about today? Today we're playing Challenge Cup finals. You've seen some good matches. You've chalked some matches. How are you feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Matches are flowing nicely. Very competitive.
Yeah.
A high level of intensity as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be very tough to predict who's gonna win it because it's they all kind of playing their best players. But is there a particular player you're keeping your eye on?
Probably.
Tricky question
Yeah,
there.
tricky question. I don't know actually. All of them are playing really well.
Yeah, it's really hard to see who's standing out. They're all playing at a very high level. Back to you. What goes through your mind when you're aiming for a finishing double?
Relax, take your time.
Do you ever find yourself stepping back from the oki and all that?
Yeah, many times.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, but for such a young person, it must be a lot of pressure on you.
Not necessarily. I don't really think about everything else too much. I just
Yeah.
want to come and play.
Awesome. Okay. So, if you weren't playing darts, what would you be doing?
Probably football.
Yeah.
I used to play a lot
Yeah.
competitively. So yeah, I'd probably be doing football.
Okay. So between darts and football, choose one. You've
Darts.
already done. Yeah. You've already chosen. Okay. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the African Dart Series 2025 Challenge Cup North Africa edition. We're starting and kicking off our games for day 2 with our first semi-final knockout between David Munwa, aka Why Not, versus Manpreet Kausee, known as the Prince. We apologize for the slightly late in streaming on the scores, but we are catching up and we will bring you live action as we proceed. We're now into the second leg of the match. Games here going quick and steady, with both players throwing some of their best. As you can notice, Mano on the yoke, calm as ever, calm and collected as his usual game, with Munwa standing right behind with close focus. Just to give you a slight brief before the action gets a bit too intense, player number 1, Manpreet Mano Kausee, aka the Prince, who we've known to play for the Buffaloes franchise. He's played for over a decade, if you would not believe, and look at that skill that this man brings to the yoke. He's been part of the ADG committee, he's been part of and the vice chair as well. He's one of our big players that has represented us, and there you have another big finish from him. So yeah, as a quick brief about Mano, we now have, he's represented Kenya at the Modus twice now, including a doubles with Peter the King Washuri. So let's focus on some of this game. Just look at that precision from him. And bringing you on a small brief about his opponent, David Munwa, aka Why Not. He's a player from the Blue Zebras franchise. He only started playing darts just 3 years ago. He started playing just 3 years ago in the year 2022. Talking to him, doing some interviews yesterday, we were talking to him about some of his preps, and his most important thing is time. He makes sure he's always on time to his venue, prepping and warming up. For him, time is of the essence. One of his inspirations, Devon Peterson. Just like Devon, they're both in hope and for the fact that to bring up darting not only in Kenya but Africa in general, to see more African players represent us at the big tournaments. Let's take you back to some of the action with David Munwa. Just look at that, even with some good scores on the board, David Munwa maintaining his composure, keeping it calm. We now have David Munwa with the 159 balance. As Manpreet steps up to a 144 balance, what can he do here?
Hello guys, I'm here with Peter Kangede at the Challenge Cup. Peter, maybe tell us a bit about yourself. Who are you? Where do you play?
Peter Kangede, Butterman,
Huh?
and I played that in Muru,
Okay, yeah.
something like that.
Okay, but you also play for Buffaloes. So.
Buffaloes.
Yeah, yeah. So how did you start with darts?
How do I start?
How did you?
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We apologize for the delay in commentary. We're just trying to sort out a couple of kinks here. As you know, bugs and demons do appear on Match Day Live. Bringing you that final result, and it was a victory to Mano the Prince Kulsa, who took down David Munua with a 5-1 victory. We apologize for the lack in commentary and score display, but you did catch the action live. It was a heated game and a quick fight and fury from Manpreet. We are just going into the next warm-up set for the second semi-final, which will be another challenging game between Benson Hokwan Ngare versus Peter the Classic Kangede. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with action from the African Dart Series 2025 Challenge Cup, the North African edition. Stay tuned, we'll be back shortly. the classic man himself versus Benson Ngari, also known as Hawks 1. This promises to be a challenging match from both players who have been throwing some amazing darts throughout the game. Just to give you a quick brief of some of our players: Benson Ngari, nickname aka Hawk 1. Just to give you a quick brief of both the players, we have player number 1, Benson Ngari, also known as Hawks 1. Benson Ngari has been darting since he was a young man, but took it on to a serious note from the year 2020. He plays for the club franchise known as the Buffaloes. And his darts to him is the perfect game because it does bring people together. And this is a way of socializing and bringing up your network. And for him, it is key. One of his main philosophies is training hard. And for him, he believes in that if you train hard, it makes the fight easy. Like he likes to say, train hard to fight easy. When we questioned Benson Ngari about his training building up to this tournament, he told us he was taking it a bit easy, but 3 weeks ago he did pick it up. And he did tighten up his training. And for him, yes, he believes scoring is great, but finishing is key. For him, his opponent for today, like I mentioned, is Peter Kangeze, known as the classic man himself. He's also plays for the Buffaloes franchise. He started darts a long time ago. He started around the year of 1986, but he only kicked it up and brought up his game and challenge just in the last 2 years. For him, most of his rituals involve his pre-game startup, and for him also time is key because he believes being on time and giving yourself enough time is what brings up his game. Also about some of his inspirations, his main inspiration is none other than the little Luke, the nuke Littler, who's been inspiring him and motivating on him to improve his game and bring up his finishing. As I now take you back to the screen, as the game action picks up, we now bring you action live from the board of Peter Kangeze versus Benson Ngari. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. The game is now on. Let's watch some of these great dart players bring on their action at its best.
$47. $97. 60. 74. 100. 100. 40. 9. 30. 30. game shot. 100. 97. 36. 68. 100. 100. 40. 99.
This one is proving to be a very close game from both gents. Throwing some very good scores here. 99 from
60.
Benson. He steps up to a 137 finish. Can he close the match off here? All right, I guess he's going to give Peter Kangeti a chance with Yoki for a 165 finish. Can't close it.
59.
Tough from both gents. Giving Benson another chance at 79. Can he close it for the second set or the second leg of the match? As Jamin has mentioned, we're coming live from the African Dart Series 2025 semi-final 2.
Game shot.
And there you have it, gents. Ladies and gents watching us live, we have Benson Gary taking over the second match with a lovely 79 finish. Yes, the score is now 2-0-2 Benson Gary. Peter Gary falling behind a little bit. Can we hope?
100. 85. 100. 91. 89. 58. 85. 140. 81. 94. 97. 36. 'Game shot'. 81. 100. 100. 60. 85. 95. 7. 100. 28. 70. 100 and 135. 135. Game shot. Hundred and 80. 41. 60. 100.
'Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Mike and I'm bringing you action live from the African Darts Series 2025 Challenge Cup North Africa edition. We're now in this heated game. We're now in the fifth leg. Benson, the Hawk One Ngari, is now leading 3-1 to Peter, the classic man, Kangede. This leg started off with some fire, with Benson Ngari kicking things off with a big 180, putting lots of pressure on Peter Kangede, who only managed a 41, but coming back with a 100 thereafter. It's a close game with Benson Ngari chasing with a 156 balance to Peter Kangede's 277. Let's see what can Benson Ngari bring to the board. Things are getting heated here. It's a lovely game of darts. And just to give you a highlight between the first match between David Munua, aka Why Not, versus Manpreet Manu Kulsa, who took that game 5 legs to 1. That's pushing Manpreet the Prince into the final. Let's see who comes through this one between Peter Kangede and Benson Ngari. Great darts from a 177 from Peter Kangede, putting pressure on Benson Ngari. Can he close the 113, or will he give Peter Kangede a chance at the 100? Unlucky from Benson Ngari with a 62 with a 51 balance. Can Peter Kangede close this to bring it up to 2-3? Let's see. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Peter Kangede, the classic himself, closing off the 5th set to bring it up to 2-3 with a 100 finish. Peter to throw first. Will he kick off with another bang? Ooh, just a tough 60. Let's see what Benson Ngari can come in. Will he come with a big 180 for us? Yes, a good reply with a 97, short of a ton. But this game is a tough and a very close game. We're now playing the 6th leg. Don't forget, it's the first to 5. And Benson Ngari leading 3-2 to Peter Kangede. Just to give you a short brief, once again, like I mentioned earlier, Peter Kangede, an old-time veteran playing darts since 1986. But he's only improved. Look at the challenge he's bringing with his darts, only kicking up just 2 years ago. But he's bringing it on to one of another legend, the Benson Ngari, also known as Hawk One. Both men, both fighting here, and both of them share the same ambition. They want to bring darts here in Kenya and Africa to the next level. They want to take our darting to the big stage. And what better way than the challenges being brought here today from the African Darts Group. And there you have it, another big 180 from Peter Kangede. That was in reply to Benson Ngari's 140. This is getting heated, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who can close it. Can Ngari give himself a finish, as Kangede will step up to try and close out a 155. Ooh, tough from Ngari. Can Kangede close it? Ooh, not the best of replies from Kangede with only a small 32. But like I said, and Benson Gary likes to say, scoring is great, but finishing is key. Let's see who can close out this game. Will they bring it down to a 53? Or will they bring it down to 3-3? Or will Gary take it? Ooh, Kangede not being able to close that, giving Gary another chance at the Yoki for a 58 close. Let's see what comes in next. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Peter the Hawk Wangari closing out the sixth set to now take it up to 4-2. What a lovely game. This was big scoring from both players. Great ambition. Let's see. Gary to throw first. Great darts from both gentlemen. It is a close match. Don't forget, it's not over till the fat lady sings. And I'm bringing the action live to you all the way from Nairobi from Hook and Cook. We're bringing you action from the Africa Dart Series 2025 Challenge Cup North African edition. Don't forget, the winner of this will then step up and represent the region, the continent in the upcoming tournaments. Our first finalist is already waiting and keeping calm, performing his pre-game rituals. That's none other than Manpreet the Prince Kulsi, who took his game against David Munoz 5 legs to 1. Let's pay close attention. Seems there is a bit of demotivation from the players here, not the greatest of scores to kick off the first 6 darts. Ooh, lovely from Gary with 100. What can Kangede bring us? Will there be a response, or will it be bettered? But, oh, there you have it. Not too bad, not too bad. That's a 96. Gary on a 285 with Kangede at 6. Game is still close. Like I mentioned, it's not over till the fat lady sings. Oh, a ton 23 from Gary, piling on the pressure on Kangede. Don't forget, this is the race to 5. Oh, lovely reply from Kangede with a ton 40 to Gary's 1, 2, 3. Will Gary close this off? Oh, what darts from Gary with a ton 22 to give him a balance of 40, piling on pressure to Kangede's 226. Gary stepping up, tops required. Can he close it off? Ooh, tough darts from Gary. You can see the emotion on his face. He knew he had it in his palm. Just one loose dart, but what a player he is. He's bringing it in and he closes it off. What a match that was. Benson, the Hawk won, Gary taking it 5 legs to 2. Kangede, the classic himself, fought a great fight, but the Hawk flew faster. The Hawk flew higher. Well done. Congratulations to Benson Gary, who takes that leg 5 legs to 2. Bringing him as our next finalist as he waits to play Manpreet the King Kulsi. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere, stay tuned. The action is hot, the action is live as we come to you live from the African Dart Series 2025 Challenge Cup North African edition. Stay tuned, we'll be back shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the action from the Africa Dart Series 2025 Challenge Cup North Africa edition. We are now down to our final match of the day. We've got the big hitters in the main final. We've got Benson Hokwangare versus Manpreet the Prince Kulsa, both coming from great semi-final matches. Manpreet winning his game 5-1 to David Munwa, and Peter Kangede classic man, losing 5-2 to Benson Gary. Both players are on the yoke warming up. They're both warming up. They're throwing in their last set of warm-up darts. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. The action is going to come into you hot. It's going to come into you live. Stay tuned. Just to give you viewers that have just joined in a brief history of our two players that are now here. We have Benson Hokwangare, who's been a darts player for most of his life, kicking up his darts mostly around the year of 2020. He plays for the club franchise Buffaloes. His main key and his main slogan is, if you train hard, it makes the fight easy. And he believes that yes, scoring is great, but darts is a game of finishing, and if you don't finish, that's where you lose your matches. And bringing you a quick brief about Manpreet the Prince Kulsa, who's been part of the ADG as a vice chair. He has also represented us at multiple times at the Modus, alongside also with Peter Washuri, Peter the King Washuri. Manpreet's favorite song, and he said when he gets to the big stage, it will be none other than Sing is King. For him, he believes his throwing style needs to be maintained. He believes in consistency and class. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready as the final warm-up darts are being thrown. Reminding you that now this is the final, and it'll be a best of 11 match. Manpreet the Prince Kulsa versus Benson Hokwangare. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. All right, we have the game kicked off. Benson was throwing first. Lovely reply from Manpreet Kulsa with a 100. Ooh, not the best of darts from Benson with a fish and chips, 2 and 6. Nice reply there with an 81 from Benson Gari. As you can just look at Manpreet, so calm, so collected. And what class as he throws his darts. Not very happy with that score of 60. Something shared by both players at this tournament, and actually most players building here. They believe in taking darts to a whole new level, not only for Kenya but the African continent as well. They hope to see more players representing the continent at the bigger tournaments, and they believe the only way is by getting themselves a big stage. They can bring this awareness to everyone. Darts is a game of social play, but it also determines on your individual skill. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a match of first to 6 legs. Both gents throwing some great darts. Manpreet on 196 and Benson on a 170. Can he reel in the big fish? Let's see. Taking his time to recollect and recalculate. Ooh, tough dart from Benson Gari. Scoring an 84, did himself on a finish of 86. Manpreet requiring 56, and there you have it, ladies and gents. Manpreet Kulsa closing the first leg with a 56 finish. Manpreet the Prince to throw first. Starting things off with a ton from Manpreet. Gari falling a little short of that reply to Manpreet. But just look at the calm and composure from both these players. You can see it, even the slightest off dart, and it appears on their faces. Great darts players these two gents are. We have a great matchup here, the Prince versus the Hawk. Who will come out victorious? Only time will tell. Ooh, great darting there from Benson Gari with a 140. What does Manpreet have? Can he reply to that? Ooh, just a mere 59, but still great darts, keeping the pressure on Benson. Seems that this round of darts isn't the greatest as compared to the first set of darts, not the highest of scores coming through. Oh, 136, I guess I spoke too soon. Benson had something in his pocket. He'll be sitting on a 47 finish. Mano with a reply of 140. Both players on a finish now. Can Benson close this off, or is he going to give Manpreet another check-in at the 52? Oh, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Benson Gary with the checkout. He closed that game, now bringing it to one leg each. Manpreet and Benson Gary now starting us off with a 100. This is going to be a very tight game, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, it's first to 6 legs. Both players throwing, and a 180 from Manpreet Kulsa as well. Like I told you, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a tight game. And ladies and gentlemen, just as a quick reply, these games are brought to you by the African Darts Group, led by none other than Devon Peterson, Nicole Alcock, and the rest of the ADG team here in Kenya, bringing you this action live at the African Darts Series 2025 Challenge Cup, North Africa edition. Stay tuned and watch this game as these two great players battle it out to see who represents us at the big boys game. Montre, that big 180, leaving a bit of pressure now on Benson. But like I mentioned in our earlier matches, it's not over till the fat lady sings. And here we have Manpreet. What can he do? Can he leave himself on a good finish, piling on more pressure onto Benson Gary? Oh yes, slightly loose dart there. Benson Gary stepping back to recompose. And there, what a lovely composure. That's all it takes, ladies and gentlemen. Darts is a game of composure. And you saw there from Benson a step back and he gets it directly into the triple. That is what great dart players are made of. Composure, skill, and of course the little touch of class. Great playing, great match from these two. Manpreet now on a 72 balance and Gary with a 196. Can he give himself a finish? Or will Manpreet swoop in just like the hawk and clear out this 72 balance? That's 32 played for a tops finish. Can he get it? Oh, you could see that emotion on his face. Gary with a chance to close out of 115. Can he close it? There you have it. The hawk steps back. Ooh, 95 played by Gary. Both men now on 20. Will Manpreet close it? Ooh, tough darts from Manpreet. You can see the emotion on his face, giving Gary another chance. Can the hawk swoop in and take this double 10? And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Benson the Hawk Gary taking the third leg, now leading 2 legs to 1. Kicking us off with a ton. There it is, Manpreet. He had the game in his hand. That slight loose dart on that double 5 cost him the match. Close reply from the hawk. That's a 60 from Manpreet. Bringing back again to just telling you about some of the philosophies faced by or mentioned by Benson Gary, where he believes training is key. If you train hard, it makes your fight easy, and I'm pretty sure if you look at this, he's fighting hard, he is fighting hard, and it's all thanks to all the great practice he has been doing. He wants to take darts to a whole new level for the Kenyan continent, for the country of Kenya, and take it along with the whole African continent. He wants to bring darts to a whole new level. Let's see which two of these gents will proceed to the next level. That's another ton from Manpreet, giving him a 60 balance. A bit of pressure now on Benson Gari, not too close to a finish. What can he bring to the table? Can he pile on some pressure onto Manpreet? It's 60 required from Manpreet. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a 60 checkout from Manpreet with a 20 tops, bringing out, now tying out the games to 2 legs apiece. Don't forget, this is the first to 6 legs. Just to give a bit of pride to Manpreet Kulsa as well. He's been representing the ADG multiple times as the vice chair as well. He's won multiple domestic championships. He's been throwing amazing darts throughout the last couple of years, and he's improved drastically with his throwing style, maintained his consistency, and of course the little touch of class in his final throw. Both of the gents maintaining an above 70 average, with Manpreet Kulsa with a 77.25 average, and Benson Gari not too far behind with a 73.03 average. Lovely darts there with a 133 from Benson Gari. Can Manpreet reply to that? Just one short of a ton, but great reply nonetheless, keeping the pressure on. It's going to be a very close one, I can tell you that for sure. Ooh, 40. A couple of loose darts there from Benson. But he's nonetheless still on a finish, 92. He's still got a couple of visits possibly back to the Yoki. Can he close this, or will he give Manpreet a chance to give himself a setup? And there you have it, ladies and gents, with Benson Gari closing out that and now taking it 3 legs to 2. He's currently in the lead. Very close game that was, ladies and gents. Improving his average. You can see Manpreet as well sitting now on an average of 79.52 and Benson Gari at a 74.59. But like I said, it's all about the finish. Manpreet kicking us off with a ton. What doesn't Gari have in reply? Falling a little bit short of that reply with just a 60. But don't forget, darts is all about consistency and composure. You can be leading, but it's all about how you finish the match. Manpreet not too happy with that touch. You can see the emotion on his face, the reaction on him as he walks away. This is the amount of standards that they hold themselves to. These players hold themselves to the highest standards, and you can see the slightest dart, even if just in the 20 to an average player would think was great, to them it's a slip of the hand. They know what they need to hit, and They know what standards they hold themselves to. These two are great players. Bringing you live action once again. This is Hawk 1 versus the Prince. Alright, both gents here on a possible finish. We have Benson Gary at a 160 and Manpreet at a 156. Will they close it? Who's taking this? Reminding you that it's now 3-2 in favor of Benson Gary. This is the first to 6 legs. Alright, Manpreet Kulsa now with a 90 balance and Benson on a 115. Can Benson close this off? Will he be able to shut it off and bridge his gap to a 2-match gap, or will Manpreet tie things up? It doesn't seem to do it, giving Manpreet another visit to the yoke at a 90 balance. Can he close it off and tie things off? There you have it. You can see the disappointment in Manpreet's face. He's recomposing. Tough 40 scored. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. What a check out there from Benson the Hawkengari, taking it now to 4 legs to 2. Benson to throw first. This game is intense. It might be a slight gap, but trust me, all the fans here, if you look around, the fans here are on their tense. You can cut the tension here with a knife. What pressure, what consistency, what class from these players, ladies and gentlemen. This right here is what darts is all about. The fans, the players, the ambience. That's what darting in Kenya is all about. We bring it all to you. Talking to Manpreet yesterday about some of what he does in the build-up to some of his matches, and we jokingly talked about what his setup would be. He believes in waking up before a tournament, dancing a bit, getting all the muscles moving, getting to a hot shower, eating priorities, eating and building up the energy. And then when he comes to the venue, he believes in practice, practice, practice. Another little ritual, if he's in sneak info, he told us, he does not change flights a day before the tournament. So you see, that's all about your consistency, all about your, even the slightest thing, even your slightest ritual, to be honest, makes a whole big difference in your mind play against other players. Also talking about Benson Gary, who was once also known as the man of faith. Benson Gary is the one man that makes sure no tournament, no match will ever start without a word of prayer. He brings us in closer. He believes in a word of prayer is a man's best friend. What words? These are wisdom from Benson Gary. Manpreet Kulsa now here on an 85 balance. Can he close things off? Manpreet not managing to finish things off there with a 40. Okay, Benson not able to close things off there, giving Manpreet a chance at the double 20. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Manpreet with the consistency and precision, closing off that to now take it to 3 games to 4 in favor of Benson Gary. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here in Nairobi, Kenya, bringing you live action for those of you that have just tuned in. Live action from the African Dart Series 2025 Challenge Cup North Africa edition, coming in from the Hook and Cook Darts Arena, Nairobi, Kenya. Live action here with two great darts players, Manpreet the Prince Kulsa versus Benson Hawkwad Ngari. Currently, Benson is leading 4 legs to 3. A bit of pressure on him this time. Manpreet was giving himself quite a gap. Couple of chances for Manpreet to close out with Benson slightly off a finish. Can Manpreet close it here? Oof, tough dart that was from Manpreet. Tough set of darts. But what a finish, what class from Manpreet. Now leveling things off with 4 legs apiece. Who's going to come through victorious? Both darts players, what composure. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great round of darts here. Both players, Benson Ngari on a 1-3 possible finish. I don't know if he'll be able to close it or give Manpreet another chance at the yoke. I wish you could see the tension here, ladies and gentlemen. The tension on all the faces, not just on the players, but on the fans here. We have a packed house here at Hook and Cook Darts Arena, Nairobi. Lots of fans have turned out. It is a cold, chilly morning, but trust me, they are here to support their players. They're here to watch this lovely game of darts. If you're not here, you're missing out. But trust me, we appreciate you for all of those that have tuned in online to watch this lovely game of darts for the African Darts Series 2025. Benson Ngari now on a finish of 48. Can he check it out? Ooh, 32 played, giving Manpreet another chance at the 107. What can Manpreet do here? Can he close this off to take it up? Or is he going to give Benson another chance, another crack at the 88? Quick step back and quick balance check. Ooh, that's a 67 from Manpreet, leaving him the tops balance. 16 for Benson. Will the Hawks swoop in and take it? Ooh, tough, tough, tough. You can see the disappointment on the Hawks' face. Seems he got pulled off a bit, got a bit in a draft and ended up in the wrong house. Manpreet with another chance at the tops. You can hear the silence from the crowd. Oof, look at that give. Tough from Manpreet. He was knocking at the door. Oof, I guess Benson has another chance to sweep in at the double eight. Will he take it? Oh my God, you can hear the disappointment from that slap on his head. The pressure is intense. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, this pressure here is crazy. And there you have Manpreet Kulsa coming in on the double 10, closing it, not giving Benson another chance to try and break that again. Now the match is now in favor of Manpreet Kulsa, who now leads 5 legs to 4 in the race to 6 legs. Manpreet to throw first. Let's see what he starts us off with. Even though we're in the last sets or last legs of this match, people are still walking in, people are still streaming in to watch into this game. We thank you, all of you that are joined us in online, but you should see the crowd here. We have a high intensity crowd here. We have ladies, gents, and even some young ones that have come in. Lots of excitement here, lots of entertainment. And this game is still a very close game. You can hear the crowd in the background, lots of noise and cheering. Manpreet with a 160 possible. Benson Gary on a 171. Oh, lovely turn from Manpreet Kulsa, giving himself 60. Currently leading the match 5 legs to 4. This is a race to 6. Let's see who can close it. Will Benson give us another chance? Or are they going to take us to a nail-biter final leg? Ooh, 131. Lovely darts from Benson Gary. Manpreet stepping up to a 60 balance. Will he close it? Or is he going to give Benson another chance at the yoke? There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Manpreet the Prince Kulsa closing off a 60 finish, taking it 6 legs to 4. Manpreet the Prince Kulsa beating Benson Hawk1 Gari 6 legs to 4. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Manpreet Kulsa, the African Dart Series 2025 Challenge Cup champion. Ladies and gentlemen, bringing you live action from Hook and Cook Nairobi Darts Arena. We thank you to all of those that have tuned in. Stay tuned as we'll bring you the final action and bits of the presentation and interviews with the players. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. Well done. Amazing, amazing darts.
So we talk these two the same kind of things that we're not allowed to stream. So maybe I'll ask you, Vicky, you can bring it.
Okay.
So you start.
See, you can capture on this.
Tashika,
It will shake on this. Yeah, we'll just use one.
so give us one. Before you do, we will give you the go ahead. So Mikey, you can start.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are here at Hook and Cook, Nairobi Darts Arena. I'm here with Benson Hawk One. He came into the final strong and confident, started losing out 6-4 to Manpreet Kulsa. Tell us a bit about your experience. How did you find it?
Wow, it was a total fight. I have fought my best, but always a defeat must be accepted because there is always a winner. I accepted the defeat, though I have fought to my best level.
Thank you very much. You threw some amazing darts there. I believe my colleague here, Tony, Mr. Fantastic, has something to say as well.
Now, I just want to congratulate you for a fantastic tournament. You've been a great player for us. You came in yesterday and you were on form. I think you've thrown some of the best darts we've seen lately. And I'd like to congratulate you for coming in runner-up. It's a great opportunity for you. And obviously, we have the ACT next weekend. I'm sure I'll see you on stage. Get ready. Are you prepared for that?
Of course, with the same spirit, the same pressure, I'm now ready for the ACT. And I'm sure at the same time, I have to appear on the stage and go for something. I'm very well prepared and still continue to prepare because just a week ahead, I'll still continue to prepare myself, and I'm sure I'll be on the stage to make it.
Yes, that's another thing I mentioned to the fans. You are, once upon a time, we used to call you Benson, the man of faith. You always believe in prayer. You believe in praying and bringing us all closer to God. Tell us a bit more about some of your inspirations bringing you into this tournament.
Wow. Coming to this level is a matter of working hard, having a strategy, planning, and working on your plan. So I had really strategized myself and worked very hard to make sure that I have appeared to the final, and finally I've been there. Just not just by the way. I involved God, I worked on, and I have finally reached the final.
Well done, well done.
You're clearly a player leader and a prayer and a player leader. So, what would you give a message to young and inspiring, inspirations to our younger players? Because they will now be looking to you to see how did he get so far, and what advice would you give them?
Wow. What I can say, as much as you're training, don't forget one thing, that there is always God. Yes, I know that most of the prayer they try to stimulate themselves using something else, but I can tell you, you can just use water, believe in God, and make it. It's possible. It's being yourself, just understanding yourself and moving forward, working hard, and remain focused.
Yes, I remember you mentioned something yesterday. If you train hard, you'll make the fight easy. And I believe that's some of the things we've told the young players out there and the new upcoming players. If you train hard, you will fight easy.
Yes. Train hard, what you say. It's not it's not just winning, not just being in the stage. You must work hard, train hard. Then when come to the stage, the work will be easier for you. Thank you.
Congratulations again. Well done. And see you next weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's myself and Tony, Mr. Fantastic, bringing you some of the interviews from here at the Challenge Cup. I think it's time to bring on the man.
Our champion.
Yes, let's bring on our champion.
Make some noise for
Ladies
the
and
champion.
Yes, can we have
Can we have
the champion, the Challenge Cup champion,
the prince himself?
Manpreet, the Prince Kulsa. I guess I know he mentioned his favorite song would have been at the big stages. Sing is King, isn't it?
Yeah, sing is
Well
king.
done. Congratulations, brother. Well done. Thank you very much. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, bringing you the champion himself of the tournament, the Prince. Tell us, how did you find this tournament?
Oh, tough, very tough. What a spirited final from Gare. Even the round robin was quite tough. So we're heading the right direction, I think, with all the players, good players coming up. I think in the next Challenge Cup is going to be better and stronger and more competitive as well.
Lovely.
Yeah, so yesterday we had a chat about it because it wasn't an easy day for you.
Yeah.
There was a few ups and downs. How are you feeling right now?
I still can't believe it, I won it. That final really took a toll out of me. 4-2 down, I thought I'd lost it, but that 4-3 brought me back into the game. Then from there, it was all the way up for me then.
I mean, what was your mindset coming from behind? Because at one point it looked as though you were behind, but then you started hitting your darts again. The finishes were good. What changed?
I told myself this, I have nothing to lose now. I'm already 4-2 down. If I don't go all out now, he's going to win the game. And that's the strategy I had for the next 4 games, and I went all out for the next 4 legs.
Wow, that was some amazing darts. I believe even with some of the fans watching us online, everyone was on the edge of their seat. It was some intense action. What a comeback, Prince. Maybe now you can give us some inspiration for the next darts players. What do you want to tell us?
Believe in yourself. There's no tournament you're going to win without practice. Practice makes a big difference, and your practice partner. I owe the biggest practice partner for the last 2 weeks. I owe a big thank you to Arian Kulsa. He's been a fantastic practice partner. He's given me 2 weeks full of his time. We've played good games, and I think my big win, I owe it to him big time as well.
For those of you, ladies and gentlemen, that do not know Arian Kulsa, he's an upcoming young darts player. Let's call him forward with us. Would you believe this guy is raising the bar for junior darts here in Kenya? We need to see him out there at the JDC. This is Arian Kulsa, 13 years old and giving the big boys a run for their money. Arian, what can you tell us about your upcoming tournaments?
Upcoming tournaments. What do you mean? Like
We got ACT now coming up.
Yeah.
You have a plan, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't tell us all the details. Just give us a general outline.
Yeah. Preparation. Keep working hard at home as well. Get my head straight. Don't lose everything. Just relax, composed. Give it your all.
Awesome. Yeah. Well done. Awesome. He's an up and coming star, and we're hoping to 13 years old. We think that he's leading the way for the juniors, Hopefully, we'll see you in the JDC as well. But in the meantime, we have ACT coming up next weekend. We'll be seeing him on stage, I'm sure, and look forward to watching him play.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's your champion, and that's your upcoming champion right there. Big congratulations to the Prince. Looking forward to seeing you next weekend at the ACT. To my partner here, Mr. Tony, fantastic. It's been a pleasure working.
Pleasure,
ladies and
Mikey.
gentlemen, stay tuned for the next action.
Commentator.
Yes, I appreciate it. Looking forward. Stay tuned, and see you at the next one. Keep darting.